Thank you very much. So, Paul Stanley, Chief Executive of Achilles. We've been around for about 35 years doing supply chain risk management in high-risk industries. So as well as working extensively in mining all around the world, we also work in natural resources, energy, infrastructure, anywhere you can hurt the planet or hurt a person. And our perception of risk goes everywhere from good old-fashioned health and safety, which is still very important to us, and it's where the business started, through ESG, greenhouse gases and carbon, human rights, modern slavery, child labor, financial stability, cybersecurity, sanctions and watch lists, and adverse media. So a full suite of risk reporting. And we gather risk data into our global SaaS platform. We have more than 200,000 suppliers in this data set who share all of this information with us. We curate it, we validate it, and we even have field auditors who can go out anywhere in the world and inspect sites, doing ethical audits, environmental audits, and so on. It's my pleasure to introduce Luis, who's a long-term partner of Achilles. Luis and I have met several times before when I've been visiting Peru. Luis is with Southern Peaks Mining. He's Vice President of Supply Chain Management. And I'd like to start, Luis, by just asking you to give us a little bit of background on Southern Peaks Mining.
Yes, sure. Good afternoon to all. Well, Southern Peaks Mining is a Peruvian company. We are a copper producer. We own a mine which is located 1 hour away of Lima, and we have this underground operation which processes more or less 8,000 tons of ore per day, which make us a producer of 300 tons per day of copper concentrate. Well, right now also we own a project which is under development. We hope to have it in operation soon as soon as possible.
Thank you. And your organization's a mid-sized business, very local to Peru. Could you tell me a bit about the nature of the supply chain that you have to manage?
Yes, sure. Well, we are a middle-sized company. Our main sources of suppliers located mainly in Lima. We have like 95% of our procurements made from suppliers from Lima, and the other 5% is mainly abroad from different countries. For example, China, South America, Chile, Brazil, in North America, Mexico, United States, and Canada.
Thank you. And what would you describe as the particular challenges of managing that 95% of smaller local partners?
Yeah. Well, in line with our vision to have the highest standards in the industry, we start a pre-qualification process with Achilles, and in order to see if our suppliers were creating any kind of risk to our supply chain process. It's very important because it's part of our certification, Copper Mark, which we obtained like 3 years ago. And actually, we became the first middle-sized mining company in the world to obtain Copper Mark. So in this process, we need to map if our suppliers were creating impacts regarding ESG topics among our supplier chain. So having this process done make it possible to verify these impacts and also to see if we are handling correctly any situation. So it was, as mentioned, very, very important.
That's great. Thank you. And why was obtaining the Copper Mark accreditation so important to you?
Yeah. We first has this vision to become leader operation with the highest standards in the industry. So our board decided to go through this certification process, and it was a great challenge because as a middle-sized company, we first of all, we don't have like a great financial strength to like neither a great influence over some suppliers. So we have to convince most of them to try to change the way they handle their activities and align to our policies and procedures. So it was a sort of challenge to start creating that influence among our suppliers.
Would you say having the Copper Mark accreditation helped your investor relations?
Yes, of course, it makes us attractive to investment, but also it's important to start working correctly, showing a good behavior. I think that promotes also the investments. So it's what our board decided, and we all think it's a correct way to follow.
And why did you think Achilles might be the right partner for you to help you through this process?
Well, we make a evaluation in the market of companies that can help us during the process of the qualification of suppliers, and Achilles is a very experienced company in this process, this kind of process. So we really make a good decision. We are very happy with the results we obtained. And as mentioned, we in first place we didn't need to work too much, for example, in influencing some suppliers because they were already in the Achilles community. So it was very easy at that point to start working with Achilles.
Yeah, certainly that's one of the benefits we can often bring to a client is the fact that we already have a part of the supply chain secured and validated. Do you feel that when suppliers work with us in partnership in this way, they improve over time? We can give them feedback and help them become better. And do you have any examples of that?
Yeah, sure. The idea is to start improving the way our suppliers management many different ESG topics. So we, for example, start working in the training of their workers, and in one day we receive like a claim from one of our suppliers that we were promoting unions among their workers, and they don't want to like share that information with their workers because then they will be promoting unions. And we explained together with Achilles that all these workers have to know all their rights, and it's very important to share information. We should not be afraid of sharing information. We have to pay attention to training because it's the only way that we can arise any risk regarding human rights. So at the end, fortunately, this supplier changed its way of looking this issue and support us and start including this topic in their trainings.
Thanks. That's a really good example of how you could help suppliers do the right thing in the supply chain and aspire to the best possible standards. It's been a pleasure to work with you over the last 3 years. I think we've achieved really good results together. And I think you've become a leader in the market by achieving the copper market for the copper mark first. So well done. And thank you for joining me today, Luis.
Thank you very much. Thanks to all.